Hi everyone, welcome back to Writer's Dream Coach and the video series on how to do EFT. I'm Frauke Möbius, a German therapist and coach, as well as an EFT practitioner, and today I'm going to talk to you about what to say during a tapping round. Now last week I showed you all the tapping points, the ones that go through the face and down the upper body and all the way to the wrist, and the questions that I always get is, what do I say when I tap? Now, you already know how to use a setup phrase, or if you don't, go back a couple of weeks because that's where I explain that. And you do have some things created for your setup phrase that you can use in the tapping round. You have your problem, you have your self-supporting statement, and you have a positive outlook. Now, the self-supporting statement doesn't necessarily have to be part of the tapping round, but you should obviously talk about your issue because that's what we want to shift and release during a tapping round. And it always helps to have a kind of hope, outlook, or positive shift actually mentioned within the round. So what I do the setup phrase on the side of the hand, and then I go into the tapping round, starting with the inner eye point. Other people start with other points. That's fine. EFT is flexible. Do what feels good. I start with the inner eye point, and then I go through the round, and I keep saying sort of like a phrase per point, and I tap the point while I say the phrase. And I usually do more than one round. That is, I start at the inner eye point and go round and end up at the wrist. And then I go back and, take the other side of the body. For example, some keep it lively, make it interesting. And I go through the other side of the body, and I do between 1 and 4 rounds for one tapping round. Now, you will find manuals and videos and things about EFT where people say the same thing at every point, and I don't. There's a very simple reason for that. I suggest talking about your issue, talking about your feelings while you do the tapping round, because this keeps you focused. It keeps your attention on what is actually going on with your issue and what is going on during the tapping round. If you just repeat the same old phrase 9 times on your tapping round, what happens is the mind starts drifting. You get bored, you move away from your issue, your mind goes, maybe to the dinner you need to cook tonight or to the job you have to do tomorrow. It is much more efficient to keep varying the sentences. That's my experience. And I use a pattern, which does depend a bit on the stress level. It does depend on how much this issue actually affects you. But I like to follow a certain pattern, and that is basically during the first round through all the tapping points that I've used in my standard round. I talk about the issue itself, and I talk about the feelings this issue creates in me. A very simple example is, let's assume I have a headache, so I'm going to tap on this stupid headache. I hate feeling a headache, kind of like that kind of stuff for the first round, which means you're diving into the issue. You're bringing up the emotions. You're getting your focus down. The second round, through the tapping points, I start initiating the shift. I talk about things like, I'm so ready to let go of that headache. I'm so done with that headache. I choose to let it go. So the second round through the tapping points, you start about the shift that you want to create. And it's quite possible that you have like a warring experience, that your issue and your desire to release it are kind of intermingling during that round. And that is why I usually do a third round where I firmly steer into the direction of the desired solution or shift. And I use a lot of phrases like I give myself permission for, the shift, letting go of the headache, releasing the pain, whatever. And I check, does that feel okay? And if that feels okay, you need to kind of be in contact with your emotions, the resonance these words have, part of why EFT works. So you need to go into I give myself permission, and you can go. This is something I love using. Is I choose to have that positive change or shift. I choose to let go of that stupid headache. And those are powerful word choices because they empower you, giving yourself permission for the shift and actually making the choice to have that shift is a powerful stance. It gives you the power over your life. And I do enjoy ending a round when you reach the point across the wrist at the end of the tapping round. I like to say things like, this feels so much better already, which is another phrase reinforcing the positive shift that we want, reinforcing the choice, reinforcing the move towards improvement. And of course, one single tapping round can result in a complete release. It happens sometimes with pain. It happens sometimes with anger. If you have this quick anger, specific issue, then a single round works. Usually you have to go back and, rephrase your setup statement, adapt to the shift that you had, and do another round. Don't despair. This is part of EFT life. And I still think that even, 15 minutes, half an hour of tapping, it will help you release things faster than, not doing it. It's, I love this method. I use it daily. I use it all the time. And I want to encourage you to do EFT. I want to encourage you to use it for easy and simple issues where you can release things quickly. If you have deeper issues, if you have life-changing issues, ask a practitioner. Go get professional help. This is just for your own safety. Get help if things start to seem too big for you to handle on your own, especially if you're not experienced. But little things like a headache, being angry at your cat for smashing your favorite vase, that kind of stuff, that is easy to be tapped out, and it is so simple. You can teach your kids, and they can tap out, the itch of a mosquito bite, the disappointment at getting a bad grade or making a mistake, even the pain from falling off the bike. EFT is absolutely useful for everyday life, and it can go deeper, but go for professional help if you want to clear deep issues. And that's my video for the day. I have no great outro, so anyway, I hope you use EFT. If you have questions, if you have comments, write it in my blog below. And I'm wishing you a lovely day, and I'm saying goodbye for today.